A seedless plant is defined as a plant that does not produce viable seeds, but it still came from a plant that has viable seeds. So in the same way that some of us as human beings cannot have children, we cannot produce viable seeds from our genitalia, is the same way that happens with plants. A lot of people has misled you all on the internet, and they say, if it doesn't have seeds, it can't grow, as if I need to have seeds in order to grow. Right? So imagine this. I don't need to be able to produce children to be able to be a child myself. I was a child. These are pictures of me. And I was a child that came from these two people. So imagine if I never have kids, if I'm not able to have kids, it doesn't mean somehow through back in time, I just disappear like this is back in the future, right? So some people who spoke online, who wrote books, who make posts, will say stuff, but they know nothing about plants. They know nothing about science. Whether you have this piece of paper or not, I worked hard for this, but they don't have that information. And they gave you bad information. They had nothing going on in their brain, and they infected you with nothing. And this is why I do the talking that I do, and I respond to all of you, right? Plants don't have to just have seeds to be reproduced. We can do cuttings. If you've bought a houseplant before, if you bought a fruit tree before, you bought a plant that was most likely grown from cuttings or tissue culture. No seeds involved. This is a mason jar of cuttings, and these cuttings are from plants that were produced via other cuttings or tissue culture. I don't have seed of these plants. I could produce them eventually, but I don't. I could just take a cutting, a snippet, root it, and have a whole nother individual. Plants could be cloned in that way without a seed. I can get a whole nother individual that's the same way. You don't want fruit trees from seed. You don't want watermelon from seed, because you're assuming that seed is going to be exactly the same as these clones as the parents. And in some cases, you get something totally different. Just like you may look like your daddy, but you may not. You may not look like your mama. You may look like your great uncle cousin named Barge.